Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League showcasing another very powerful team featuring Umbreon. Umbreon in the back on this classic Defense Form Deoxys Lickitung team. Umbreon as the third. Amazing, phenomenal in all of its neutral matchups. And as mentioned, Lickitung on the safe swap. The best Pokemon in the entire Great League meta, has long been the best save swap ever since it has become relevant with the XL system. And rounding out the team, as mentioned, Defense Form Deoxys, very strong on the lead, very flexible, addresses a lot of Pokemon that people are beginning to use now, most notably Poliwrath and Alolan Sandslash. Time-tested and proven season after season in the Great League, but here we go. An ever so common Dragonair lead. This is a non-shadow, but this matchup is generally not very good for DD, so we just get a shield advantage, early shield advantage with our Psycho Boost, and in comes our Lickitung here. Dragonair leads do take a bit of a team effort, but I do believe that all three of these Pokemon are up to the task. One Pokemon cannot do it all, and they meet our Licky with a Skarmory. So a decent answer to Lickitung. It's all of our charge moves are double resisted, but that's not going to stop Licky, guys. Has that ever stopped Licky from doing Licky things? Holy smokes, the licks do add up, and the double resisted body slams with stab do add up as well. So much so that it forces Skarmory to throw energy more often than not. And that does not KO, but we don't quite make it to the next body slam, and that is okay. Licky put in tremendous work here up against this Skarmory, and we're just going to look to go for an aggressive farm down. It's going to cost us a shield because I don't really want to absorb a massive Brave Bird, and we do get that farm down. So now shields are even, and they got us. Holy smokes, I really have to work on this. Just blind throwing, my goodness. They got us, And at the time, I'm sure I was thinking they're probably going to not bring in the Dragonair, expecting a blind throw, and we fell for it. We will work that out, no problem. But here we are. We do swap into Umbreon to clear that debuff. They've got a G-Fisk here, and we shield up the Earthquake. We don't need shields. This team, so bulky, guys. Pound for pound, easily one of the bulkiest Pokemon, or bulkiest teams that you can run in the Great League. So that means that you can be quite liberal with your shielding priorities. No one Pokemon truly needs the shields to thrive, so they pivot back into their Dragonair after they landed an Earthquake, which did Umbreon is just so tanky. That Earthquake did nothing. Holy smokes, but I digress. We are putting in work on this Dragonair. They let the foul play go, perhaps seeing the G-Fisk as their path to victory, but perhaps Dragonair should have been what they had their eye on, because we're just going to come in with DD, and we're just going to counter this thing down, completely negate their remaining shield. I think rank 1 DD tanks the Earthquake from the G-Fisk as it goes down. Holy smokes, too much bulk on this team. I think we just outbulked them. Good game to them. Yeah, guys, I think people are catching on, starting to counter the Dragons on the lead with Steel. So this team handles most Steel-type leads quite well. But this one, we do not. Skarmory, with the Steel Wing buff, now has a pretty convincing matchup against Deoxys in the 2s and 1s. We don't win either of those scenarios on even energy. But with a slight energy lead, or slight energy advantage, 3 counters in the 2s and 2.5 in the 1s, we do win this. So we're going to shield this and try and get the Skarm to dump its energy. They do elect to dump energy, which now means that our Deoxys, with that energy stored, can now beat that Skarmory. So that's kind of how you have to dance around a Skarmory lead. They meet our Licky with a Dragonair after we absorbed a massive Brave Bird from that Skarm. They're still going to have a difficult time farming down. So, yeah, I think they do realize that they do have to throw some energy here to get rid of our Licky, and that is okay. So what we're going to do, we don't want to bring in DD. Not a good matchup yet again. So we're going to reveal the third, which I don't often do. But, yeah, we kind of have to do that in this scenario here. Umbreon performs quite well up against Dragonair, especially when it has severely compromised HP stat. So, gonna go for the foul play, get rid of the Dragonair. Don't want to tank any more oppressive Shadow Dragon Breath damage. And they've got a Whiscash in the back, so this is a pretty common line for Season 17. Skarmory Whiscash core with Dragonair in the middle. Very interesting comp. So we do get a very early shield from this Whiscash, considering how bulky it is, but they were happy to spin the shield there. They get a very clutch attack drop on us, so very unfortunate for Umbreon, as that's going to be doing less damage. Now we're going to throw DD in here. This is just a Mud Bomb. We're going to let this go, and we're going to have to throw the Psycho Boost, which are going to debuff us, but we've got to get that damage off. Everything, our Thunderbolt is, of course, resisted up against Whiscash. They pivot back into the Skarm. Gonna overfarm as much as we can without taking too much Steel Wing damage, and even debuff. This will not be enough to say bye-bye to the Skarm. And now we're just gonna YOLO these Psycho Boosts, get as much damage as we can on our way out. This one's coming down to the wire. That does some significant chip damage, although debuffed, and we should have this in the bag. We just shield up this Mud Bomb, and that Whiscash should go down to our Snarl. It does. Came down to the wire, had to employ some tactical maneuvering, and we got it done in the end. Good game to them. I do find it kind of funny how we've come back full circle, right back to this very powerful Umbreon team in Season 17. But here we go. Lickitung lead. Not ideal for us. They could have a number of things in the back. What we're going to do is make a very risky play. I'm going to shield this, play some mind games with them, and make them think that we are weak in the back. We are certainly not, but it does pay off there. That's the beauty of this team. You can sort of take risks like that with your shields, because there's so much bulk on this team that no one Pokemon truly needs the shields to thrive. So we do force alignment here, or force switch, I should say, on the lead. Our mind tactic played out beautifully. So we have a Gligar. We've got our Licky on the Gligar. I would like to take this thing out, but I don't know how aggressive they're going to get with their shields. Gonna let this go. I don't want to go completely down. I would love to have my Umbreon on that Licky. Could be a Lantern in the back as well. You often see Gligar and Lantern behind a Licky lead. We see the Gligar here. We just don't survive long enough to get off that final body slam to put the pressure on the Gligar, which is very unfortunate, but we're just going to shield this Deoxys and counter the flying type Gligar all the way down. And they've got a Trev in the back, so I've been seeing a lot more Trevenants as of late. I don't really understand it. I think you just want to run Serperior. I'd even take Venusaur these days over Trev. But I digress. That is all beside the point, because Umbreon is about to feast on this very frail tree here. Gonna feast on the very tanky Lickitung as well. Umbreon is looking really good in this endgame, despite the shield disadvantage. That is just the power of Umbreon in the Great League. Truly amazing Pokemon. Not all that glamorous, but it is just a solid workhorse in the Great League. Battle after battle, it just hangs in there, outbulks you, and just spams foul plays with stab. That is the brilliance of Umbreon. And as you can see, that is precisely what it's doing here up against this Lickitung. The body slams just do no damage. So the path to victory, very clear here. The path to victory, very clear. We just build up to back-to-back. They're not going to want to shield this Licky. This final foul play will pressure that final shield, and we've got energy stored on Deoxys to put the Trevenant out of its misery, and that's precisely what we're going to do. We've got nearly 2 Psycho Boosts for this Trevenant here. Going to fire off Psycho Boost number 1. Does tremendous damage, and the opponent recognizes it is not going to happen for them. They exit stage left. Good game. Well played to them. Always a fun time racking up the wins with this very powerful Umbreon team here. And here we go. Talonflame. Not ideal for our Deoxys. We're going to try our best here. The problem is they outpace us, and you don't often hear yourself utter that phrase with Talonflame, but they just do to these super effective Thunderbolts. Gonna bait with a Psycho Boost, and perhaps this is where we should have swapped out, but we like to just go for the damage here, take the shield advantage, and then come in with Licky here and see what they want to do. Of course, Talonflame trainers, once they have revved up their damage, they just stay in and they absolutely terrorize your existence, justifiably so. So we're going to shield that. I don't often shield Licky, but we kind of have to get this thing out of here. This thing is going completely ham on us, and the Body Slam just doesn't KO. Holy smokes, that was brutal. Oh my gosh. Forcing our final shield, but again, with this team, there's so much bulk that you can be quite liberal with those shields, but my goodness, that Body Slam not KOing, that was absolutely brutal. And now we are staring at a Superior. Talonflame does pair quite well with very powerful grass types such as Superior because of Lantern. So Superior definitely covers that weakness quite well. So yeah, we have no shields, so the Superior is gonna let her rip with these hard-hitting Frenzy Plants here. We're going to fire right back with a Body Slam. They do let that go because they do know that they survive. And now Umbreon is going to have to face the onslaught of Frenzy Plants with Stab from the Superior. My goodness, that Talonflame did a number on us on the lead there. I don't think I played that the best way possible, but here we are tanking Frenzy after Frenzy. Not sure what they could have in the back. I've been seeing Azu in the back with these two, so if it is Azu, it's game over. There's not a whole lot we can do, and we will survive this last ditch effort. Aerial Ace here, and now we will see what's remaining. It's a Cresselia. Okay, we might have a shot here. We are absolutely loaded, and we are double resisting this fast move pressure. They're gonna have to throw a move. We are already at another super effective foul play here. We have a shot. It's a slim shot, but we have a shot nonetheless. Right about here, we are making it to a foul play. I try to catch because I'm thinking, okay, you've got to throw. I'm at another move. You're going to lose if you don't throw. But no, they just kept on trying to farm, and that's where we threw. They almost threw, and we threw, trying to preempt them, thinking that they would make the game-winning play, but they were happy to lose that game, perhaps losing count, had tunnel vision, and it paid off for them. We should have just thrown the foul play, but I expected them to throw a move to prevent that, but no, good game to them. So yeah, guys, if you're seeing the rise of A-Slash just as I was, you might want to bust this team back out, guys. It addresses the A-Slash Azu core quite well. And speaking of the A-Slash Azu core, now comes paired with a Sableye Safe Swap. And if you're met with that Sableye Safe Swap, you're going to want to go in the Umbreon because Licky will be handling the inevitable Azumarill in the back. A-Slash and Azu, they just pair together too well, so there is undoubtedly an Azu in the back. Umbreon's just in here to dominate this Sableye and continue to control that very favorable alignment. But it's going to be interesting to see how much of a fight they want to put up here. This is just not flippable. If we match shields, they will go down. We do survive another return quite comfortably. Rank 4 Umbreon coming in super clutch. Tanks 2 returns like a champ from Sableye, and we're going to fire off the foul play. Oh my goodness, they shield. Not a great shield by them, but they have to try their best. All we do is match the shield, and they go down to a Snarl, guys. And we are left hanging on by a thread, but still controlling alignment nonetheless. I expect them to come back in with the A-Slash to get an energy lead, but they were not planning on doing that, so we blind throw, and that's okay, because Licky is here to handle this Azumarill. So yeah, this is not going to go our opponent's way. Once they see the Licky, they should be exiting stage left, but they are still happy to try and do something here. I don't know what they're trying to do, but they don't have alignment. They need alignment to have any hopes, but even then, once the Sableye is off the table, the Azumarill can do nothing to the two remaining Pokemon here. So yeah, if you're seeing this team make its reemergence, yeah, definitely run this team to shut it down and get some freelo, guys. I do anticipate seeing quite a bit of it. People have been having tremendous success with it. The rampant dragon abuse that we've been seeing, they do finally recognize, yeah, it's not going to happen for them. But yeah, people are running this team now to address the dragons, and you might want to get ahead of it and run this team. Good game to them. Man, I truly thought that we had seen the last of the A/Azu core. I had seen enough of it over 2 consecutive seasons. It was back, so I had to bust this team out. But here we go. Another Trevenant lead for our DD. This is the second Trevenant lead that we're going to have to try and maneuver our way around. We safe swap Licky. They did not seem to have a direct answer to Licky. And it's quite obvious here as they do bring in Azumarill. So from a team reading perspective, this is sort of an advanced team read. So if you've been around long enough, you can sort of put the puzzle pieces together. What I've identified here is that this is the classic Azu double ghost line, but what I suspect has happened is that they've just inverted it and put Trevenant up front to address the Lantern leads, because obviously the traditional Azu lead is going to fall to Lantern on the lead, which we do see quite a bit of. So that's what I'm reading, which is why we are tap dancing around here. We caught the play rough back onto DD, expecting a catch so we don't throw the move. Not going to waste our energy throwing a Thunderbolt onto a Trevenant. So we just go for the back-to-back Psycho Boost. So that's precisely what I have read here. And we're happy to let DD go if there is a Sableye in the back. That's the classic line with Azumarill, Trevenant, and Sableye in the back. But again, I've identified that they're trying to get ahead of the game a little bit, get ahead of those Lantern leads, and they've just bumped Trev up to the front, and they're running it ABA style. And yes, that is precisely what I am 99.999% sure that is exactly what the opponent has done. Reading the team like a book, you'd love to see it, as they are back in with the low health Azumarill, trying to protect what I'm sure is a Sableye in the back. And if that is the case, Umbreon will feast. And they're shielding. So yeah, there's definitely a Sableye in the back. They've just inverted the classic ABB line, and they're running it ABA ghost style. And they're pulling out all the stops, catching resisted body slams. We survived on 1 HP, rank 1 Licky, coming in clutch with those IVs, surviving the Ice Beam, and yet they catch the body slam, but it's not going to help them. Not going to help them at all, because what they should have done is just let the Azu go down to the body slam, because they would have gotten 1 Shadow Claw ahead on our Umbreon. They would not have taken that double resisted or damage with the body slam, because what that has now done is it allows us to snarl them down here. If they had not caught that body slam, we would not have been able to snarl down, but it wouldn't have mattered anyways. We would have still taken out the Azu. So yeah, they really tried their best. They put up a really good fight, but yeah, just not going to happen. We made the team read. Good game to them. That last battle just shows the significance and importance of solid team reading. That just comes with time. But here we go. Stunfisk lead. Not ideal for DD. Despite us doing super effective damage with the counters, so I usually like to bank energy and catch on to Licky. You sort of have to employ a team effort up against a potential G-Fisk lead, which is precisely what we're doing here. And we do absorb 1 Earthquake, and we certainly absorb another Earthquake. They can let her rip, and that is fine. We're still here, licking away. Gonna go for a Power Whip here on the G-Fisk and see what they want to do. They're happy to let that go. That's okay. They now only need a Rock Slide to KO us. I don't know what they could have in the back. G-Fisk could have a Sableye in the back. That's what I'm concerned about here. So we're actually going to fight for alignment here in this mid-game matchup and go for a Body Slam. They just let that go. Okay, we'll take that. I wanted to avoid a potential Sableye, but no, they're ABA Steel with Reggie in the back. Very interesting team comp here. Someone has also had it with all of the dragon usage. I can sympathize, and I feel that 100%. This person has had it with the dragons just as I have. But I digress. We're going to come in with DD, of course, and go for a Thunderbolt. And they've got a Trev in the middle. I don't understand this Trevenant usage, my friends. I really don't see the appeal. I would just rather have Superior or Venusaur. I would rather have 12 turns to a Frenzy Plant rather than 12 turns to a Seed Bomb. You do the math there, guys. And I'll also take the bulk on Superior as well. It's just better. It is just strictly better. I don't understand the Trev usage. Perhaps for the fighters, but still. The only fighter that you have to worry about in this meta is Poliwrath, and Superior still handles that, so I don't understand it. Umbreon makes short work of it. And if, again, I will also add this, that if they also had Superior, we likely would not have won this game. Spoiler alert. But yeah, this is not going to go their way, but I'll talk us through it here a little bit. I shield the Focus Blast because we have loaded energy, and if we can pressure shields, that's just going to make it a lot easier for DD. We do pressure that last shield. They have to throw a move. Both moves are extremely expensive, and they will not outpace us. So we wanted to put the pressure on with Umbreon. Mission accomplished. And now DD is here just to clean up. A resisted Psycho Boost with Stab from DD is all we need to seal the deal against the Tin Can Man. We're saying bye-bye to the Reggie, courtesy of Deoxys. Still very healthy, by the way. Lickitung and Umbreon put in tremendous work. Good game to them. So hopefully you guys can see how we've come full circle in Season 17, right back to this very dominant Umbreon team for reasons like that there. Holy smokes, and we get to see me fumble the screenshot attempt. My goodness, they come in with a Sableye. I can't get that off of my screen. It does go away now, but holy smokes. That just makes this battle way more exciting now. We've spotted this Sableye, a tremendous energy lead. Let's see if that can help them. I don't think it will. This team is just far too dominant into the A/Azu core with the Sableye safe swap. It just can't do anything. So I'm glad we were able to fumble a screenshot attempt, making this particular battle a lot more exciting. So what we're going to do now here, because we've spotted this Sableye such a sizable energy lead, we're going to have to go down on shields. And that is quite all right. We're happy to do that because we know that once the Sableye is off the table, it is essentially going to be Azumarill versus both Licky and Deoxys. Deoxys completely negates the potential sand, or not potential, but the Sand Slash that we already saw. There's the Azu there. They tried a peekaboo attempt trying to catch a resisted last resort onto their A/, not gonna happen. Saw that coming from a mile away, but they did reveal that there is indeed an Azu in the back, so that just further cements this matchup, giving us that precious intel. Will only further lead to the downfall of this team. And I do understand the reemergence of this line, guys. They're just trying to get ahead of the rampant dragon abuse going on right now in the Great League. So I had to bust out this team to counter the counters to the meta. So yeah, this is over. We're just going to lick this down. Seeing that it was running the Community Day Shadow Claw, I elected to come in with Licky to absorb the damage. And yeah, this is pretty fundamental here. This poor Azu can't do anything. We've got two amazing answers to it remaining. We got the one Pokemon weak to Azu out of the way with the Sableye, which is very important, guys. When you are met with this team, and you will surely be met with this team, it is far too tempting not to run this team here. You want to be meeting the Sableye safe swap with Umbreon. I cannot stress that enough. If you don't do that, you're going to put yourself in a very, very tough position. Meet the Sableye with the Umbreon, because the Licky will handle the Azu, and of course Deoxys will delete the A-Slash, and they can top left anytime they want here. We're going to hit this thing with a Thunderbolt, and they do. So yeah, guys, again, if you're seeing that A-Slash Azu core resurface in your Elo, you might want to bust out this team to shut it down and collect some Prelo. That's what I chose to do. I was seeing a lot of it, and I was sick of it, guys. I saw way too much of that team for 2 consecutive seasons. I was happy to see it take a break for Season 17, but no. People had to go and abuse dragons in Season 17 and prompt the reemergence of this team. So, yeah, that's why we had to bust this team out. This team counters this A/Azu core to perfection, but it handles everything else in between, as we saw throughout this video. This team is timeless, my friends, about as strong as it gets. Definitely good to rack up some consistent wins in the Great League, and that might be where you want to shift your focus, guys. Because the teams that are going to be countering all of the dragons, this team is very good into those, as we saw. So yeah, you might want to get ahead of the game a little. Consider this line to continue your climb. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.